Well, howdy, folks, and welcome to video number 16. Kind of fighting off a little bit of a cold here, so I'm going to try and keep this short. This is the second part of examining the Kolbrin Bible, line 1, which I think really gives a great example of how humanity is constructed to be. We are perfectly crafted to perform the way we need to perform within this space. And we are filled with this desire to go beyond this. We have questions that we need to answer. We have a desire to answer these things. But if we go beyond our perception, as it says here, this is the road to disbelief and madness. And the example that I gave in the last video was that of the telescope and that of the microscope. If we look at things that are too small beyond our ability to see, we start seeing angels and demons within there, and we think we can find the cures for things and the cause of things. And I do believe most of us, if we honestly sit back, can see how this can lead possibly to some disillusion and madness, perhaps in our societies. And I think the same is true of the telescope. I think this has led to a lot of disillusionment, people feeling that they are too small, insignificant. And I think there are folks that like to take advantage of this feeling. Also, other folks feel like they can just pull the plug on this world, keep polluting and doing what they want because they're just going to get on their spaceship and go fly to another planet, dodging their responsibility to take care of this one. Another path of disillusionment. These spaces are so vast, there's no way we could possibly understand them. In this video, what I'd like to talk about, though, is the American flag. And there's actually two of them. There is the military flag that everybody's familiar with the horizontal stripes. And this represents eyes on the horizon, looking for your enemy. And the civilian flag, which has stripes that are up and down. Perhaps you've seen these. They used to be pretty common up until, I believe, the 50s and 60s. And after that, we pretty much straight militarized everything in the United States. This captured organization has definitely been militarized. But the civilian flag represents eyes to the greater good, our eyes to God. And I think these two different flags represent how perspective can change the way societies function, how one can lead to a flourishing society by keeping our eyes set to the greater value in the world, by properly orienting ourselves to the higher good. Or you can keep your eyes to the horizon, looking for enemies everywhere. Perhaps if all you do is look for enemies, you'll look further and further into the field, start building things like radar, and then reconnaissance planes with, great photography, and then perhaps satellites. And then when you're not satisfied, you have to look for the enemy within, of course. Start spying on everybody, looking at their communications. Because if all you do is look for enemies, you will find them everywhere. And I think the point here is humanity is not built to look for enemies on the horizon. Humanity is meant to aim at the higher value. And not understanding how our senses work lead to exactly this, the road to disbelief and madness. If all you do is look for enemies, again, you will find them everywhere. So my friends, let's try and aim high. I think it's important that we realize that we are genuinely built to function within this space. and we must be properly oriented. And with that, my friends, I will see you on the next one. Until then.